Yeah, what's going on? It's your boy Luke Man, and today we're back with another video on hand synchronization. So if you'd like to sync up both your hands and play alternate picking very fast, this is the video for you. So stick around until the end. Now I should say right off the bat, I have a free course on alternate picking specifically. It's called Alternate Picking Mastery, and it's an hour-long free course. There's a link for it in the description. I go through everything that comes up. I already know what comes up. I already know what you're doing wrong. So yeah. If you want to know what I know that you're doing wrong that you don't know, then definitely check out that link in the description. That will be helpful. Also, if you've already tried, for instance, that video or some of my other videos, and you're saying, hey man, still don't have the hang of this whole alternate picking thing, of this whole hand synchronization thing, I need help. You want a personal touch, you can apply to work with me in premium guitar coaching. So there's also a link for that in the description. Anyway, let's crack right into this video. Basically, I want to go over some particular runs. These runs come up all the time. I've learned a lot of guitar solos in my day, you know. I kind of know the usual suspects, so I want to show those to you because you'll get the most bang for your buck out of spending actual time practicing those. You don't practice. What am I kidding? All right, so here we go. The first one is just sextuplets. So this is also known as 24th notes. And it basically means that for each click, we're going to play 6 notes, and they're all going to be the same length. All right, if we follow an F sharp minor scale, by the way, I'm tuned down a half step, so if you want the E, it sounds like this. And if you want the D, it sounds like this. All right, so we're gonna start with the F sharp minor scale. Actually, keep it easy. Let's go A minor scale. And I'm just going to play 3 notes on the D string, play 3 notes on the E string for each shape in the minor scale. And so that first one's easy, right? 1, 3, 5 on both strings. Then it's going to be 3, 5, 6 on the B and 3, 5, 7 on the E. And then we're going to play 5, 6, 8 on the B string, and then 5, 7, 8 on the E string. So honestly, that's enough to get some good practice because we don't want to play a giant line if you're trying to get faster at it. We want to play just a small amount of these sextuplets if you're trying to really increase the metronome. And so that's the thing. We should be playing with the metronome. We should have something going click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. Yeah, it should come across like that. The last example was right. So for each click, we're playing all 6 notes. And we want to bring the metronome up rapidly, pretty quickly. You know, you shouldn't be spending that much longer than 30 seconds to a minute on each tempo if you're going up 3 beats per minute at a time. So 120 seems to be kind of quick for playing sextuplets, but we should get there pretty fast, you know. I remember being plateaued at 100 beats per minute with sextuplets, very slow. Might be like that. That might have been a little bit slower still, but around that tempo. We definitely want to look at our right hand and see that we're actually picking all these notes. So I run into this a lot. Clients of mine, they say, oh, I'm alternate picking that. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm looking at your hands. They're like, what? For real? I didn't realize that when I go from the B to the E string, I play 2 downs in a row, which is a different picking style. This is called economy picking, which is cool too, but it's just not alternate picking. If we're learning alternate picking, let's learn alternate picking. If we're learning economy picking, then we're going to learn economy picking. But those two are typically extremely difficult to learn together at the same time. You got to get really good at one, then you can get really good at the other. Okay, so that is the ascending sextuplet, just simply going up 6 notes and then going up 1 scale degree, starting again. All right, now there's another one. We'll go up 4 notes and then we'll come back down 3 notes. Actually, I guess you go back down 2 notes before you start it back over. Okay, so we can stick with the shape we had down here. This 1st, 3rd, 5th fret of the B string, and then 1st fret of the E string. I'm only going to that first fret of the E string before I go back to the B string. Just climb down the way I came. So the cool thing about that particular pattern is that you can jump up a scale degree each time you get to the E string. That's a cool run as well. Now we can kind of put both of them together. This is another interesting, neat example. So we'll play the one that we just played. And from that note, our new starting note, we'll play the first example. And we'll just go up 6 notes. So to put them together, it's going to sound like this. Alright, so that's a cool shape too, and I like that one because when it comes to actual 3-note per string scales, which if you don't know, too bad. You should know that. Alright, so here's our 3-note per string scales for A minor. And if I apply the same pattern that I just played, basically applying example 1 and 2 together to make example 3. Now on example 4, we're going to apply that same idea to a scale. So the difference is now we start on the new string. So we did that from E to A. Now we start on A, we do it from A to D. We start on D, we go from D to G. So that's gonna be like this. So each time we're simply following the scale, whatever the scale dictates, whatever the scale makes available, that's what we're going to use. We just take what the scale is giving to us, which makes it really easy if you know your scale, makes it really difficult if you don't. But I swear to you, there's no point in learning these techniques if you don't already know the scales that you can apply them to. I suppose if you're really excited about learning a particular solo, you want to get to the meat and potatoes of that. That is one exception, you know, because maybe it's super cool to learn that particular solo. But even if you do, I still highly recommend that you understand which scales are being played in that solo. You know, like if you're super hyped on Mr. Crowley, the first solo and the second solo, it's almost all diatonic to D minor, also known as F major. You know, and that's a neat little tidbit to know while you're learning it, because you could also learn those scale shapes and then see, oh, these are examples of what somebody named Randy Rhoads would do in this scale shape. You know, that gives you ideas for your solos. Okay, so anyway, let's go to another example. Alright, so this is like very basic as well. We're just ascending 3 times 4, 12 notes, and then we're going to start on the D string and then do another 12 notes. Alright, so the first 12 brings us from E to G, and then we're going to start on D to get there and go from D to E. Okay, so it's like this. And what we could do is we can go up a scale degree and then descend, that very same thing. And then we have this perpetual cycle, which I'm, like an idiot, am going to attempt to do quite fast and sync them together. So let's see. Wish I had a different pick. try again with this one. Yeah, anyway, so that's it fast, but I'll play it slow for you. Alright, so yeah, that's a lot of the basic ones. Again, you could just ascend the whole scale and then do the same thing, come back down the whole scale. I believe Paul Gilbert does a pretty cool sequence where he starts with 2 strings. Doing that, maybe even starts with 1 string. And then he slowly gets to playing more and more strings. That's kind of a tough one. Yeah, so you have some cool ideas, some cool examples to play around with, and enjoy your practice. So, yeah, my name's Luke Mann. I've got a free course, Alternate Picking Mastery. All the pitfalls, all the mistakes that my clients have made and that we've fixed together are in there. I go over them. It's free. Like I said, there's a link in the description. If you've already tried that or things similar to that, you've already watched a lot of my videos, you're looking for more of a personal approach, then you can apply to work with me at Premium Guitar Coaching. So there's a link for that as well. Anyway, that's all I got. Enjoy the rest of your day. Rock and roll. Peace.